Hey, this is Chris with Hi-Lux Optics. Man, I am super stoked today. We finally got the Staccato 2011 HDP4 in our hands. This gun just went on the California roster, and man, I'm super excited to shoot it today. So we just took it out of the box, and it comes in this nice Staccato range bag with a little all blacked out patch. I'm probably going to put this in my safe. Let's take a look and see what comes in the box. All right, so it's got this nice Velcro finish inside. You can put some more patches. And check her out. Wow, this is super nice. It's got the DLC finish on the barrel and the slide. This is the commander size, so it's got a 4-inch barrel. I think the trigger is about a 4.5 pound pull. Let's just check it out. Wow, super smooth. Because we are in California, we can't dry fire it without a magazine in, but let's put one in and just check out and see how the trigger feels. Wow, super crisp. It's like breaking a glass rod. Super short reset, actually. I feel like you could really shred with this thing. And the slide is optics compatible. And let's check and take a look and see. So we got the RMR plate for their host system, and we're going to mount our TD-3C on top of this. It's interesting. It's got the suppressor height sights in front of the optic plate. So this looks like it'll be perfect to co-witness our TD-3C. They are night sights, so it will illuminate in the dark. It also comes with 3 mags. Unfortunately, because we are in California, they are 10 rounders. But I want to see if we can run Glock mags in this without any failures. So that'll be interesting to see. So also in the bag, let's see what else we got. We have the manual, a lock, pretty standard stuff. Looks like they did a group here at the Staccato factory. So I'm assuming this is at 25 yards. Looks like about a 1/2-inch group. Let's see if we could do better than this. I'm going to be shooting off this range bag. And also we brought a Ransom Rest so we can see the true precision of this 2011. What else do we have? There's a little card over here that's pretty nice. It says final assembly and quality check completed. Thank you, David. I'm sure this is a beautiful handgun. Can't wait to shoot it. All right, let's get some mags loaded up. Just some of my initial impressions. The spring in this is a lot less stiff than the one in the Glock magazines. You don't really even need a speed loader to load this. I feel like my thumbs can handle this. With the Glocks, after a couple mags, I'm really feeling it in this joint in my thumb. I feel like it's gonna break off. All right, so we just got the target set up at 25 yards, and we forgot our range bag, but this pistol bag will do as a makeshift rest. We're gonna do some groups with just the iron sights at 25 yards. We'll see how well I can group, and yeah, let's get to it. Man, I'm so excited. This is gonna be the first shots downrange with this. The front sight is pretty much covering up that circle, but I'm going to do my best to line it up and hold the same spot. Just initial impressions, man, this thing is so soft shooting. There's almost no muzzle rise, and I really like how heavy the gun feels. So it's a 4140 steel frame, full steel. There's no aluminum in this, and just feels a lot heftier than my Glock. I'm used to shooting Glocks. The grip angle is the first thing that I noticed right off the bat. It feels a lot more natural. The beaver tail sits nicely, and I can get a really high bite with my hand, with my main hand. And just, yeah, the trigger just feels super nice. It's like right up there with all the high-end 1911s I've shot. I really need to practice shooting with iron sights, and I think it was off a little bit. So I was holding the front sight over here. It looks like my grip was about 6 inches to the left and maybe 1/2 inch down. The 1/2 inch low could have been me. I might not have centered the front sight completely, and also could have been the suppressor height sights. So those sights do sit a little bit taller, could make us shoot a little low, but we'll get that adjusted. Let's get the red dot on it and see how much our accuracy improves. All right, so we just did our first group. Wasn't the best. I think I could do a lot better with the red dot, so let's get that mounted. So first thing we got to do is we got to take off this cover plate. Just make sure the gun is safe. All right, cool, we're clear. Let me grab the tools. So this is a T20, looks like a T20 screw. Okay, that explained it. There was a little bit of Loctite on this. Okay, cool. Let's get this plate on. I believe it should just be a drop-in. So there's two locating pins over here that would go in there. Just line them up. Cool. Fits pretty snug. Now I'm gonna get the sight on. So when I was, looks like this plate is about 50 thousandths, so it should still sit pretty low. All right, cool. So I will be going through this back at the shop and putting some Loctite, but we didn't bring the Loctite here, so we'll just get this started and we'll see how well she holds. So these screws don't need to be super tight. I'm thinking probably 15, 20 inch-pounds is enough. We don't have our torque wrench, but pretty much it's going to be hand tight with the tool. That's good. That should be good. All right, let's take a look at that. Nice. So that red dot actually is already pretty close to being co-witnessed. Let's just do a group and see where we're at. All right, so we just got the red dot mounted. Let's do a group and see where we're at. So I actually just co-witnessed the dot to the center of the front sight, and let's see where that puts us on paper. So I'm gonna go slow, make sure I try to eliminate as much human error as possible. Alright, that's 5 rounds. Everything's still tight. Let's put our on safe and check out our group. Okay, so I put the dot over here. It looks like we got most of them inside on the inside ring. I pulled at one shot. I think it was the third shot. And overall, it looks like we're pretty close, probably about a ½ inch low and maybe a ½ inch to the right. So each click on the TD-3C is 1 MOA. We'll get that dialed in and see if we can get some shots on center. So we'll come up 2 clicks and go to the left 2 clicks. That should pretty much put us on. There we go, 5 shots. All right, so this is my latest group. So I got them all on the target this time. It still seems maybe a ½ inch, ¼ inch low, and a ½ inch to the right. So we'll make some final adjustments, and then we'll put it in the Ransom Rest and see what would happen if we eliminated human error. All right, let's do it. All right, so we got the Ransom Rest right here. I borrowed it from my buddy John, and this is a pretty cool little system. I've never used one before, but essentially there's molded grips that grab onto the gun. You can get it adjusted so that the sights are on wherever you want them to be, and you can set up this wire so that you can pull the trigger remotely without disturbing the gun. We got a giant C-clamp here. We're going to clamp this down to the table, and let's just see what the best groups we can get with this ammo are. We're shooting the Blaser 124 grain FMJs. So it might not like this gun. It's not necessarily match ammo, but let's see what this ammo would do in this Staccato 2011. All right. All right. So gun's safe. Put the safety on. All right, let's get these tightened equally. Okay, and there is a screw over here in the base that allows you to adjust the elevation of the rifle, or of the handgun. Once we get this tightened down, I'm gonna line it up and get her set up. All right, so it's gonna be high right now. I'm gonna move it down a bit. Actually looks like the gun is a little canted. All right, I got the 3 MOA target pretty much covered, covering the center. The 3 MOA dots pretty much covering the center of the target. And let's get this this trigger pull mechanism. We got the 2011 mounted in the Ransom Rest, and we'll be able to remotely pull the trigger with this motorcycle brake wire, and we'll have to make sure and double check that the dot goes back to 0. There is a stop that you can use to adjust your elevation, and also mount or get the magazine in. So we'll put in a mag. There we go. Touch her down to the stop. Check the point of aim, and we should be good. All right, let's do it. All right, that's one. Put her on safe. All right. So aside from 2 flyers that we had in the beginning when we were getting the mount set up, it looks like that Ransom Rest really did its job and held it super tight. This looks like pretty much spot on with the grip that we received from the factory. So I'd say it's about a quarter, maybe like ½ inch in diameter. Not bad. Let's we can try that again and get the mounts all situated and see if we can get a tighter grip with all 5 on. So we're about 1 inch high and 1 inch to the left. So I'm going to move it down 4 minutes and to the right 4 minutes. Sorry. Hold on, I can't see. 2, 3. All right, so we got the dots set up on the target. Got everything tightened down, and we're pretty much on 6 o'clock on the 5th row, 2nd target. Let's see what this group looks like. Let's make sure get one in. All right, so taking a look at this, we're having a little bit of issue with the gun moving inside the mounts. So it looks like the first 3 were fairly tight. I'd say in line with that, about maybe a ½ inch. And then it kind of shifted a little bit. And it's not going into battery, probably because the mount is moving so that the slide doesn't go back into battery. And by pushing the slide forward, we're disturbing the gun and moving the point of aim a little bit. So these 2 are flyers, but it looks like it's still a great shooter, better than I could do. So I'm happy with that. About a ½ inch group at 25.
Now the Glock mag question.
Will it take Glock mags? Let's find out.